Lakeside Dental Clinic, Go Island, is brought to you by Lakeside Dental Clinic.
Tidewater is a book festival for independent authors. We're going to meet some of them and actually create a story today. How, where, and when to vote. Jocelyn Matwee has the details. Pedal power with a boost and taking a tour. It's the Nanaimo Bar Trail. We're here at the Nanaimo Museum today for the Tidewater Book Festival for independent authors. And what caught our attention about this event is the crowdsourcing of a story. At the beginning of the festival, which kicked off on Saturday, November the 1st, there were some questions asked of the participants, and Sue Coleman is one of them, about a premise and a main character and what a protagonist might bring to the story. All the authors are contributing, the illustrators are contributing. By the end of the weekend, a story will have been created, and then within a couple of days it's going to be published and you can purchase it. We're going to explore crowdsourcing a story on site here at the museum today. We're less than 2 weeks away from an election. Jocelyn Matwee is here now with some tips on how you can get the most out of your involvement. Lynn Duncan is with Vivalog Publishing. It's an author services company providing all the needs that self-publishing authors might need. And we're actually working on publishing a book here today.
We are.
It's called Crowdsourcing. We started this morning with a premise?
We started this morning with a premise that on the winter solstice, someone comes to Nanaimo in search of a lost item. And that was the only thing that we gave this group of authors, and they have contributed their suggestions from here on, and the plot has evolved.
And what does that look like? People just sort of hold up their hand and say, I have something, and hand in a piece of paper, and you're writing it all down?
A little bit like that, yeah. I had a series of questions that were prompts that we established, and so we started with, okay, who is our protagonist? And one of our authors instantly said, well, obviously it's a dragon. Obviously. I mean, it was clear to me there was no other option. So then we get into, is it a boy dragon or a girl dragon? And it is a girl dragon. Okay. We're about girl power. Cool. But the dragon is the dragon's friend is a boy.
Okay, so, and that's Max. We have a name for the main character now.
Yes, Max.
And the story's evolved briefly into what?
So Max is worried that the days are getting shorter.
Which they are. I'm worried about that too.
I know. We all hate that. And so Max is very worried, and he calls upon his dragon friend, who everybody else believes is imaginary, to help him bring back the sun and save the earth.
And how does Nanaimo bars come into this? Well, because that's obvious too, right?
Yes, and because you can't do a book in Nanaimo without referencing Nanaimo bars, of course. So the Nanaimo bars are the legacy that the dragon leaves to remind Max that the sun comes back every year.
Okay, now I heard something that the creamy custard in the middle is the
sandwich between the dark top and bottom. Wow. I mean, only a group of authors are going to come up with something as poetic and symbolic as that, and out of the clear blue sky.
Now the title isn't nailed down yet?
No, we're still working on the title, but it's going to include Max and Quest. We think that's probably what it is.
Max's quest for the center of the sun.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Now what are you going to do with this? You have this fabulous story by extremely talented authors and illustrators.
Absolutely. So what we're going to do is, by the end of the day, we have illustrators working on the cover. We're going to get this book designed and laid out by the end of the day. Then tomorrow it is going to be edited and proofread. We already have assigned an ISBN, so it is capable of being published. And it will go to the printer on Monday. And it will be back. Usually it's about a 5-day turnaround for the printer. So the books will be back next week, and we are working with Newfoundland to Nanaimo Gift Shop, and they're going to be retailing in the book for us for $10, and the net proceeds all support literacy in Nanaimo.
This is fabulous.
So we're donating the proceeds to Frontier College, which is a national organization that funds a lot of local literacy programs, and they're trying to get a reading program going in Nanaimo.
Excellent. Thank you so much. What a great creative process. I love spontaneous, I love creativity, I love going with the flow and out of the box, and all of that's happening here today. We'll be back with more and a little bit of a conversation about self-publishing after a short break. Still to come today, Pedigo Bikes taking pedal power to the next level, rapid fire with the Nanaimo Clippers, and Sesame Street for grown-ups coming to Nanaimo. You're watching Go. We're having quite an enjoyable time here at the Tidewater Festival for independent authors and illustrators. And I know that by the time you're watching this at home, the festival has come and gone, but there's a little brochure that has been put together. There's 17 different participants in this festival, and you can get full details on all of them. The topics are huge in range, from naturalist guidebooks to poetry to, well, a story that's being created on site here, a legend about a dragon and a boy who tried to save the sun. Tidewaterfestival.com for more information. We're going to throw things down to Victoria now, where we're going for a ride on an electric bicycle, and they are a little bit more powerful than what you might think. It looks like Raji had a pretty fun time. It looks like a great way to get around, actually. I should try it, although I'm not quite sure I could carry 2 kids on it. Moving now from books to film, the 9th annual Urban Issues Film Festival is running on November the 7th. Now, this year's theme is equality in the city. It takes place at Building 356, room 109 at Vancouver Island University. And I hadn't quite heard of this film festival before. It came through to me from Chris Schulberg at the City of Nanaimo, and I went online and I looked at some of the films that will be presented, and I was impressed. This is high caliber films that, if you have any interest in modern culture as far as city life and where we're going as a planet, it's something you want to attend. Admission is free, taking place November the 7th, but you do have to register in advance for that, and they've got some goodies and food and all that kind of stuff happening as well. urbanfilmfest2014.eventbrite.ca. Moving from books to film to sports now, here's Dan Marshall with Rapid Fire. Suzanne Anderson is the author of Self-Publishing in Canada. So we're going to have a very brief conversation about self-publishing. And is it self-serving? Is something I've always wondered.
No, not really. It's a lot of people have a lot to say. We're an educated and we're a literate society, and we have stories to be told and stories to tell. So it's not. What we have today is we have the technology to allow us to actually be able to produce all these books and stories that are being self-published.
Is there a risk of producing too many and too many stories out there? Who's reading this stuff?
There are a lot of people reading them. Young people, believe it or not, still read things such as some of the books about fantasy fiction, young adult. These have become $1 million sellers online. So yes, self-publishing is finding readers. It is definitely, people are finding readers.
Which is only one aspect of the process, and it's not an easy process.
No, it's
Why
not.
isn't it an easy process?
You have to think of yourself as a business person. You have to think of yourself as a publisher. And if you don't know anything about publishing, you're going to make a lot of expensive mistakes. So you have to, as in my book, I often say, now it's time to put on your business hat. And the author, the writer, is the creative side, and the other side has to think logically about how to do this properly.
Are self-published authors looking to be discovered and distributed on a wider basis to make money?
Some are, and there's always that hope. There's always that secret dream. On the back of my book, the question is, do you dream to be a published author? And there's always that secret dream, but a lot of them simply feel they have something important to say, and they want to say it. And we have the technological tools for them to be able to produce a way of getting their message out.
Excellent. And sharing stories builds community, and that makes for a better lifestyle no matter where you are or what the topic is. We're going to throw things over now to Rayanne LaPlante. It's an island adventure for your taste buds. They're talking about Nanaimo bars here right now at Tidewater Festival, authors and illustrators, because Nanaimo bar plays a key role in what is titled at the moment Max and the Quest for Light. That was written and illustrated here today. It will be available at Newfoundland to Nanaimo in about 2 weeks from now. It's also available for download at tidewaterfestival.com. That does bring us to the end of this edition of Go Island. But before we go, Theatre One and the Port Theatre are presenting the Arts Club Theatre production of Avenue Q. It's kind of like Sesame Street for grown-ups. Here's a sneak peek.
And unemployed and turning 33. It sucks to be me.
You think your life sucks?
I think so.
It sucks to be you on Avenue Q. Sucks to be me on Avenue Q. Sucks to be you.
What do you do with a BA in English? I can't pay the bills yet, 'cause I have no skills yet. The world is a big, scary place. Sorry to bother you, but I'm looking for a place to live.
Why are you looking all the way out here?
Well, I started at Avenue A, but so far everything's out of my price range.
Count on me to always be beside you every day, to tell you it's okay. You were just born that way, and as they say, it's in your DNA. You're gay.
I am not gay!
If you were gay,
How can I be laid off if I haven't even... No, please don't hang up, please! How am I supposed to live?
You know what they say? If you rearrange the letters in unemployed, it spells opportunity.
I don't know how I know, but I'm gonna find my purpose. I don't know where I'm gonna...
Lots of talk around Avenue Q, November 13th and 14th at the Port Theatre here. A lot of the funny bits are a little bit too racy for this family-oriented television show. Thank you for watching Go Island. You can pick up tickets to Avenue Q at the Port Theatre Ticket Centre. You can also pick up Max and his Quest for Light at Newfoundland to Nanaimo. Lots of fun today writing and participating in a crowdsourced book. Thanks for watching Go. We'll see you next time.
Lakeside Dental Clinic Go Island is brought to you by Lakeside Dental Clinic, a division of the Vancouver Island Implant Centre, delivering dental services, including dental implants and sedation dentistry, all under one roof. Clothing supplied by Catwalk Fashions. Kate's Hair and Aesthetics provided by Maffeo Salon.